Welcome to the Pretty Confident Podcast, where we embrace authenticity, own our worth, and build unshakable confidence. I'm your host, Sierra Renee, so let's dive in.
What's up, Pod Squad, and welcome back to another week of the Pretty Confident Podcast. I know I did not post an episode last week, but you guys, your girl has been busy, like beyond busy. And I just did not have the stamina, energy, whatever it took to get up here and record. And to me, I think taking 1 week of a break after giving birth and all of the things, it's kind of deserved. It's kind of deserved. Okay. Like it's more than deserved. So, I hope you took the time to catch up on all the previous episodes. And yeah, like, thank you so much for, still being here even after my 1 week break. We all need to take breaks. Consistency does not look like showing up 100% every single day, but showing up at some type of percentage every single day. And if you need to take a break, please do that, because once you run off of exhaustion, your craft and the things that you put out as far as creativity will look as such that you're tired, okay? And that you did not have the energy to put in any of the extra work. I am sorry. I have a burp cloth. If you're watching this, I have a burp cloth on my shoulder. I got a bottle right here. My baby is in the back with her binky and her toy, and she is chilling. And I redid my room, you guys, like the extra room that is just for me. I redid it. Like, as you can see, the plant is right here. You can actually see the door in this shot. If you are watching this on YouTube, if you are listening to this on any of the audio platforms, thank you so much. But you also need to go tune in on the visual Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. But yes, I redid this room. Like, the only thing left for this room is painting. And then I have some neon lights and neon signs that I want to put up in the background and on these walls. I have one that says "Hello, Gorgeous." I have one that's a podcast, and that podcast symbol. And then it's a podcast mic. Okay. Get it together, Sierra. And then it says "live" underneath. And then I have one that says "Hello, Gorgeous." And then I have this neon light that I can like make my own like little line or whatever, however I want to do it. So yeah, I just have so many ideas for this room. I did have this chase. You can kind of see it at the corner if you're watching this on YouTube. I have my chase that I used to have in my apartment bedroom. In this room, we still have a big chase out there. A big, sectional out there. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put this one in my room. My husband suggested it. And then at the time I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. You okay, little mama? You look okay, girl. If I need to get her, I will get up and get her. But I try not to hold her as much because I don't want her to be reliant on being held 24/7 to, be okay. So I want her to, be a little bit self-sufficient, be content with being put down and sat down. She could still see me. Okay. But yeah, I'm not trying to hold her 24/7. Like, for that, it's unnecessary. I know I say that babies cannot be spoiled, but if you hold them 24/7, even when they're not crying, they're going to expect you to continue to hold them. Then when you send them to somebody else, they're not going to hold them all day. So then they're going to be crying because they want to be held, but they don't want to hold them all day. Any other thing. But anyway, I have so many ideas. My husband suggested for me to move the chase in here, but I was like, no, I don't want to. I want there to be as much seating area out there as possible. But there's already enough seating area with the large section that we have out there. And so I have my work desk out there where this chase used to be. And I don't know if I'll be working from home or not. But if I do, that's going to be out there. My baby girl is slipping. So hold on. Okay, she was slipping and sliding. So I was like, let me go ahead and get her. She is sleepy, so maybe she'll go to sleep while I'm recording. I don't know how many episodes I'm going to do today. You can see her little head in the shot if you're watching this. Just moving around. She's trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, let me see. What was I even listening here? Pregnancy, brain, postpartum. brain, all of it is like you just don't know where you left off and you don't know where you're going. But anyway, I think I was saying, yeah, my work desk is out there. I don't know if I'll be working from home or not. And if I do, I don't mind being out there. It's in like the little corner that this used to be in. So it's not the first thing I'm going to see when I walk up the stairs. It's not the first thing that anybody sees when they walk up the stairs. So that's fine with me. And then I have some ideas as far as putting like an arcade basketball goal out there. And then I also want to put either like a foosball, air hockey, or a pool table up here as well. And my loft area is very spacious. So I just got to figure out which one of those, because I know I'm doing the basketball one, but which one of those three, pool table, foosball, or air hockey table, am I going to put up here as well? Because at some point, this is going to be the kids' area, and I want them to come up here, leave me alone downstairs, and go have fun, entertain yourselves upstairs. And then I'll yell at them, keep it down, stop hitting the wall, blah, blah, blah. But I'm thinking maybe a foosball table or air hockey, because I think with the pool table, I think it's just too much for kids, because the pool balls are like hard and I don't want them to like throw it at each other if they get in an argument, or shoot it too hard and then it breaks something. So yeah, maybe the pool table is completely out. Anyway, but yeah, so I have changed up this room, and my husband was like, well, what's the sudden change? Like, why did you want this in there when at first you told me no? I was like, I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I want to be somewhere other than downstairs in the living room or our bedroom. If I just want to chill, like if I want to chill, I don't want to be like, oh, okay, I'm going in the living room. Oh, okay, I'm going in the bedroom. I have an additional room up here for the purposes of my space. Like if I want to get away from everything and everybody, I have my space. So I'm calling this my ladies' lair. It's just so cute. My cubicle thing is right here that you guys used to see like on this side of me in old videos. I got my mirror in the corner. Like I said, my plant is behind me right here. And then, my little wig stand is back there, and then her swing. But yeah, it's still very spacious. Like I love how I did everything. I still got my TV right here. So once I paint this room, once I get the neon signs up that I want, like this room is going to be lit. Like I cannot wait for you guys to see what it looks like when everything is said and done. But anyway, yes, how are you all doing? New listeners, thank you so much for tuning in and giving me an opportunity to show you what I discuss on this platform. And if you are a returning listener or an OG, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for sticking through thick and thin with your girl, especially with the break that I took last week. But like I said, I think with me giving birth and consistently posting episode after episode, week by week by week, I think I've done damn good, and that a week off was well deserved. Okay, so if I'm able to, record and post, I'm going to record and post. If I'm not, we just going to take that week off. Like I'm no longer rushing for last minute stuff, because I feel like when you rush stuff, when you do stuff last minute, your craft, what you put out there shows the time and dedication that you gave, the whatever the craft or occasion is. So yeah, how am I doing? Like I said, I like to ask you guys, how you all are doing, but how am I doing since you guys are watching me? If you guys would like to put how you guys are doing in the comments, by all means, I would love to respond to some of you guys. I am doing great. I am doing amazing. I am loving motherhood. After the last episode that I posted, I knew this was going to happen. I had some people reach out to me to make sure I was okay, because, that was my most vulnerable episode to date. And we are over 120 episodes. And yes, I am okay. Postpartum is just, it ebbs and flows. It ebbs and flows. And sometimes when you're already having a bad day and postpartum hits you, like your mental load is like over capacity, it just, okay, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it freaking pours. So yeah, I am okay. Thank you so much for those that listened all the way through, that reached out to me to make sure I was okay. I love you guys through and through. It just, nothing will ever compare to you all. But yeah, I am okay. Thank you so much. I just, want to make sure that I am being vulnerable, but also being transparent. And then also making sure, that I keep some things private as well, because like I told you all before, there's a way to be vulnerable with also keeping some of your privacy, especially when I do not like that lip gloss cakes up in the corners of my mouth. But anyway, especially when there's other people involved. And in that episode, it was very much me and my husband. So, it's already crazy enough when people think they know you and your relationship. And when you go out there and, put one little negative thing nitpick out there, people, taking it wrong with it. But no, we are great. We are phenomenal. That episode, like I said, gave me the courage to have a discussion with my husband, to have a discussion with somebody that has already been through it. So I did reach out to my mom and I was like, hey, I need to temperature check because I don't know if I'm nitpicking right now or if these are valid feelings that I need to bring up and speak on. And so I had a conversation with her maybe like a couple days after that episode aired before the episode aired, because I always want to give myself the opportunity to talk about the situation or fix the situation or handle the situation, address the situation with parties involved before I put content out there. So that way they're not blindsided if they choose to go out here and listen to the episode. They're not like, oh, well, why did you post this without discussing, your issue with me at, first? So whatever I put out, if it's containing another party, I'm not going to give you guys everything about what's going on in that situation, but I will address the situation with any and all parties involved prior to the episode going out. So me and my husband had the conversation. I had talked to my mom about, the things, all of that prior to the episode going out. And I'm just very, proud of myself of having the confidence to speak up, speak out, and be able to want to fix things, right? Because when you let things fester, I have an episode out there about resentment. When you let things fester, when you build the resentment, you start to not want to be around the person. You want to leave, you look for then it's like the smallest thing that somebody would think, oh, that's just little. Why did you leave that person? Or why did you guys break up over that? It's because there were a lot of little things that were piling up on top of each other. And because I did not address it before, it was just stuff that was egging on, building up and building the resentment. And the smallest thing, that was just the last straw that broke the camel's back. It wasn't the first one, it was the last one. So all the things that piled up before that, this was just the breaking point. So I love my man. I love my relationship. I love us together. And I was just losing my individuality outside of being a mother, outside of being a wife, and just all types of things just piling on top of each other. And I didn't know how to address what first. So we were able to, reconcile that. He's done amazing. There were things on my part that I was like, okay, I need to stop doing this, or I need to start doing this in order to help you help me. And yeah, everything has just been great. He's found a job, he's working. So that also has taken more stress off of me. And I think the last stress factor is me going back to work. How are we going to make this work? My baby girl, she's falling asleep now, which I knew she was sleepy. But my baby girl, y'all, he works in the evening and he gets off at midnight. And I work in the morning and get off before he goes in. But, with my job now being 5 days a week in office and not, hybrid like we used to be, that poses some issues. I already told you all, I am not doing daycare. The amount of things, the amount of trauma that I see come from daycares, specifically with the safety of children that cannot speak up for themselves or speak at all, it scares me. I really do not need or want to leave my child in the care of people that I do not know, in places that I do not know, and things happen to them where I will not be notified because I'm not there and my child cannot speak up for themselves. So we're not doing daycare. So, we just have to figure out a plan on it. What's the time frame on me getting home from working in Nashville to him going in, which is great that his job is only about, less than 15 minutes from home. So it's not super far that he has to go. that would be, overlapping, him having to clock in versus me even being close to his job. So that's the best part. It's just going to be timing. It's going to be timing because with traffic from Nashville, you never know if, you coming home is going to be a 1 hour drive, 2 hour drive, a 30-minute drive. Like, you never know. It's always going to be at least 45 minutes unless, you just get lucky and there's nobody on the road on your way home, because it literally only took me like 30 minutes to get to work in the morning because I left so early, but it does not take me 30 minutes to get home. So yeah, just childcare is going to be the biggest thing. Sometimes I think about, okay, let me ask my grandmother, but that good old grandmother of mine, I never know who she has around her, who she has to take care of, who she needs to go pick up. And there's certain people that I do not want around my children, even if they are family. Is very much well known. They are not allowed around her. They're not allowed to touch her. If they are around, no. None of the things. So that's going to be like a little bit of the hard part. And then my parents work at the same company as me, so we're all in the office. So yeah, it's just, figuring out the next steps, as far as that. So that's the only thing. I'm not stressed about it. Okay. But it is a concerning factor for me because that's the number one thing, is making sure my baby is in the best care, especially while we're switching off. So we'll figure it out. We will figure it out like we always do. Ooh, and girl, you got a booger, but I'm gonna let you sleep. I'm gonna let you sleep. Because girl, I do not do boogers. I don't do them. Ooh, if something is wrong, I'll go ahead and get it. She better be glad I don't got the nose. We call it the nose plunger, the little aspirator. She better be glad I don't have that up here. It'd be up her nose right now, even though she is asleep. I don't care. I don't mind. Give me that booger. But anyway, yeah, so that's what's going on in my life. I almost did not come up here and record, like, pod today. And today is Monday, so the day right before the audio is supposed to air. And then, visually, the video drops on YouTube on Wednesdays. But I was like, no, I need to get up here. I need to get to a point where I have like some type of program going on, or schedule or routine, that I'm coming up here because I switched this room around to appease myself. I need to come up here and use the room because now it's not just my workspace. It's no longer my workspace. It's literally lounge in that chase and do content, or just whatever. I have a TV. I can watch anime up here. I can spend time with my baby girl up here. And especially with some things that's going on with the dogs. All I'm gonna say on that part is, them suckers are finna get the hell up out of here. I am so tired of my dogs. And I know I brought it up in a previous episode before, where people are like, oh, well, when you have dogs, you'll love them and everything at first. But then when you bring in, a child into your life, you won't want them anymore. Yada, yada, yada. Like, your love for your dogs just go away. My daughter is not the reason why I am more antsy and more annoyed by the dogs. It's them. It is truly them. They have gotten worse and worse since we have moved into this house. It is July, about to be August. We got this house fully moved into at the beginning of November. They have literally been effing up since November. So they have been on repeated lockdowns, and they have had they have had accesses revoked. And the latest one is just, at this point, they finna be crate dogs because we don't have a fence, so I can't leave them outside. And it's just been, they've just been very bad. And I think I've been thinking about everything, and I'm like, okay, where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? I raised them. I, trained them. They did so well in the apartments. What is the issue now? Child, the issue is I have a house now. We have a house now, and it is just too much space and opportunity for them. They have been apartment dogs since they got with me. Benji has been with me since 2021, and Bentley has been with me since 2022. And since then, we have been in apartments. So that is 3 years in apartments, and they just cannot get it right with this house. So the house is just a drastic change that they just cannot comprehend and just cannot get under their belt, no matter how many restrictions we put on them. And then once we see that they're doing good, we remove those restrictions. And immediately, as soon as we remove their restrictions, they F up again. I'm tired, I'm old, and I have somebody else that I should be stressing over. I literally told my husband, I said, I don't understand how they are the most stressful thing in this house when we have a almost 3-month-old, and I am less stressed by her and more stressed by them. Okay. And so now I just don't want to I don't want to see them. I don't want to look at them. I don't want to hear them. And so now that I have my room done up and how I want it, aside from the decor and painting or whatever, I don't like being in the bed all day unless I truly feel like, okay, today is an all bed day. When I'm not in the bed, I'm typically in the living room. But since they're in the living room in their crates now, I don't want to see you. I don't want to look at you. I don't want to hear you. So I can come up here to my ladies' lair and chill and still, feel a sense of I'm relaxing. I'm chilling. I'm in my ladies' lair. I'm in my own corner of the house, and I'm not bothered by them damn dogs. But y'all, I'm genuinely going to call the shelter to see what the process is to surrender, because I am teetering on that line where I am about to surrender them. And my husband is like, you got the dogs before I came along, so I don't think it's right if I weigh in on the matter. If we keep them, they're on lockdown inevitably, and it's not changing. He said, but if you want to get rid of them, I'll also support that decision. But he said he doesn't think he should be. And I agree with that, because they were my dogs before him. They became our dogs when he, moved in and, started dating me. But ultimately, I made the decision emotionally at the time when I got them. And so it should be my decision emotionally and mentally whether or not I get rid of them. And I'm teetering on the line. I'm teetering on the line of getting rid of them. It's just every day, every time. It's like having 3 kids, but the 2 oldest ones are bad as hell. It's like, you've been here the longest. Why are y'all the ones messing up? I expect this out of the little one, the smallest one, the newest one to the family, but she is causing the least amount of problems. She is the easiest thing to take care of, but they simply are not. So I don't know, but I told myself by November, they either gonna be here or they're not. But I'm making a decision before then. And shoot, they better hope I don't make a decision by the end of August if they keep on the way they keep it on. Okay, but anyway, let's go ahead and hop into this episode. I'm not gonna keep y'all long. Y'all know whenever I get to talking, I just yep. Okay. I am going to only record 1 episode today, because I want to have an opportunity to chill and hang out and enjoy my area. And I'm thinking, will I record another episode before the end of this week? I don't know, because I want to end up, stop recording with this bonnet on. But hey, come as you are. Okay. I could have put that wig on. Y'all, it's hot. I'm by myself with a baby. I got a sweatshirt on. I don't know why I have on a sweatshirt, but I got a sweatshirt on. It is hot. I don't need something else on my damn head, like a hat. I crack myself up. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and get into this episode. Okay, this episode is going to be about allowing those around you to love you, okay? As somebody that is self-sufficient and highly independent and very prideful, okay? If any of these things match your description, please listen up, okay? It is very hard to accept help. It is very hard to allow others to help you, even when you need the help. Do you understand? Like, you could need the help, but because you're so prideful, because you're so independent, your nervous system and your mental capacity, your mental load is just not factoring in the fact that you are going to allow somebody to assist you or help you. And we need to reconfigure our nervous system to allow those around us to help us, especially our loved ones, the ones that truly do not want anything in return because they helped us. Okay. I really had to learn that in my last trimester, especially in the last couple months of my pregnancy or last month of my pregnancy, and right when I came home with Kalia, um, it was just very hard for me to be like, oh, okay, like reach out and say, I need help. So that's why, like, when I had that last episode aired, my most vulnerable one on the platform air, it took everything in me to still, one, post that episode. But when I watched it back, when I listened to it back, I said, I really do need help. I really need help. I do. And as hard as it is to admit that out loud, not only to myself, but on social media as well, it is going to be harder for me to reel everything that I have going on with myself in by myself instead of leaning on those around me, especially the ones that I know are my ride or dies, right? So I told myself, this year I want to be more transparent with those that I love, because the number one thing that I do when anybody asks me anything, like, outside people, I'm gonna put on a facade. I'm okay. Nothing is going on, because I don't think everybody should get the 100% real you unless you deem them worthy. Knowing the real me and my 100% capacity of who I am is a privilege. And when you start to know that, you will start to move around people differently. You will start to revoke access from people that do not deserve it. So, to those that I do believe deserve to know what I'm feeling and deserve to know, like, when I need help, um, and allow them to love me, those are the ones that I need to lean on. And those are the ones that I want to be more transparent with. Because most of the time, like when my mom will text me and, ask me, am I good? Yeah. No, I'm not. I just lied through my fingertips. But it's hard for me to say, no, I need help. It is very hard. And so I'm going to try, a little bit better this year to reach out quicker, faster when I do need help, and to be more open and transparent, even with my husband, especially, with the newborn stage and now the infant and before she becomes all of the things, because we are going to be forever evolving, especially with a child, because it's not just, oh, it's the infant phase. Once we get out of that, we'll be good. No, now we're in a toddler phase. Now, routines are going to be a little bit different. Now we're going to have to parent differently than we did when she was a newborn. Maybe she didn't need as much coddling and caring when she was a newborn, and now she does as she's a toddler. As we're putting in new rules and instilling lessons into her at an age where she's now able to learn these things, as when she was a newborn she wasn't. So things like that, right? But I just learned that when you push everybody away, eventually they are not going to keep coming back. Eventually they are not going to keep asking you what's wrong. Eventually they are not going to keep asking you, hey, is there anything I can do? When you keep pushing people away, they will stay away. And if you don't, I'm not saying that you have to use everybody when and, at that time, but if it is truly something that is daunting on you and you cannot get it up off of you yourself, you need to lean on the people around you. It is not weak of you. Okay. I had to sit with myself. I was like, I don't like being weak. I don't like showing my weak side. But is it truly your weak side if it takes strength to reach out to people that you love and that love you in return, to ask for help, to get you back on track, to, whip you back into shape? No, that takes strength. It's more weak sided of you to not reach out to those people and continue to suffer in silence. There is no prize in solidarity. There is no prize in suffering in silence. There's no prize in it. And the only prize in reaching out and confiding in others that you truly trust and love is you feeling better at the end of the day, and your bond with that person being stronger. Because I can promise you, after having that conversation with my mom, I said that, hey, I want to have these conversations with my twin sister, with my siblings, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But I can't because it isn't something that they have been through. I need to talk to somebody that has been through it. It's not a knock to my twin sister. It's not a knock to my siblings. It's because I need somebody to see me eye level to eye level. Like, hey, my mother has been through this 4 times. She's been in 2 different marriages. So she has experience in something that I am needing assistance in. And it's funny to say that when I was talking to her and everything she was bringing up, I had already had a conversation with myself and brought that same thing up to myself before having a conversation with somebody else. So I was like, okay, I know that I am mentally on the right track of thinking when it comes to certain situations. It's just being able to conversate with somebody else and get their perspective. And if they are, validating where you were coming from, not from a sense of bias, okay? Because you can go talk to somebody and they can be completely wrong in where they are leading you. You need somebody that is unbiased, not somebody that's going to be on your side, that's going to choose, whatever you are saying, whatever you are feeling, and completely disregard the other person that you are trying to get advice about, right? Like, especially in a marriage. A marriage is sacred. A marriage is a bond between you and the person that you are making that marriage vow to. So, one, I do not believe in bringing others into your marriage, but I do believe in asking for help in instances that kind of mimics yours, right? Like my mother has been married twice. She's had 4 kids. I was having postpartum troubles and trying to balance being a mother, being a wife, and still being me. So if she's had to do that 4 times over, I need her help. This is not putting a wedge. I'm not trying to put her in the middle of my marriage. No, I'm just asking for advice on how to kind of find a cohesive balance between all of them while not losing myself. And so that's how, I was okay with reaching out. I feel like when it's an argument and a disagreement between you and your partner and you're asking others around you, it depends on how you're asking and who you're asking, because those that you put in between your marriage and in your marriage, 9 times out of 10 are going to be the ones that are going to try to mess your marriage up. But if you have an unbiased party that knows you and can tell you right from wrong, because I tell my little sister this all the time. I tell my twin sister this all the time. We are not here to coddle each other and take out each other's side when it truly comes to us being wrong. If I am your sister, if I'm your friend even, if you are wrong in the situation, I'm going to tell you. I'm not here to, feed into the delusions of, oh yeah, anytime you have an issue, you're right. You're right. Your man is never right. Your woman is never right. No, I'm going to be an unbiased party. Okay. I'm going to ask the questions. Well, what did you do? Okay. Because it takes 2 to tango. We didn't just reach this conclusion or this situation by mere coincidence. Okay, it didn't. That person didn't just lead you to this situation. You had a part in it as well. Okay, so those are the things that I kind of make sure that I talk to people that I trust and that I trust not to put a wedge in between me and my husband. I trust to guide us towards a next step and a new step in our relationship, not try to force us apart. So when you allow people around you to love you, it makes you stronger. It does not make you weaker if you need to reach out. It makes you stronger when you reach out to people that you need help from, to people that you love, to people that you admire, to people that you respect. Okay. It is weak of you to want to stay in the self-pity that you have going on or the issues that you have going on that you don't want to reach out to other people for. That is the weakness, not reaching out. The strength lies behind the one that does reach out and the one that does want to get better. Okay. So I had to learn that the hard way. I think when we start going through life at a young age, we think, yeah, I don't need nobody. I don't need nobody. I don't care if I don't have nobody around me. Okay, cool. But when you start going through life situations, you're going to realize real quick that there's power in numbers, especially power in the ones that you actually love and care about and respect and trust. Okay, because you can have people You can have power in numbers, but none of the people around you care about you. You can't fully trust them. So there's a power in numbers, but you're still singled out. You still feel lonely in a crowd of people. So one, have discernment, understand who's around you and who you love, trust, and know will have your back and not be biased to you and your situation, but will tell you when you're wrong. Okay, because I'm not always right, and I need somebody to tell me I'm wrong if I truly am wrong, and explain to me why, so I can understand what is the other standpoint. Is there something that I'm missing from my lack of experience, right? Because we all have different life experiences that nobody else really knows of. So yeah. And once you allow others, to love you, to help your baby, okay, that is more love poured into yourself and your offspring, right? Because I felt like I just didn't want anybody around my baby. No, I don't want nobody around. Just my family, just certain people, just my immediate family. No, just my twin, just my sister, just my brother, just my parents and my husband. Nobody else. No, because once you allow other people to love your child, okay, within reason, you got to love and respect this person, because I'm not just allowing people that that I have beef with or that I don't respect to be pouring into my child. No, because what exactly are you pouring into my child? Clock that, okay? But no, I only want people that I love, that I trust, that I want around my child to pour into her. Because at that point, she will then grow up feeling loved not only by her parents, but by her grandparents, by her great grandparents, by her uncles, by her aunties, right? So then when she has an issue and she doesn't feel like she can come talk to me or her dad, she knows that there's other people out there that love her and that care enough for her well-being that she can go and talk to. I feel like when kids get so wrapped up into finding validation on social media, finding validation in people and strangers that they do not know, it comes from a lack of love in the house. It comes from a lack of representation in the house. It comes from a lack of not feeling like you're understood in your household. Or that you're even wanted, right? So I want her to feel the love, because if you in a moment don't feel like me or your dad loves you, you should know that your great grandparents, your grandparents, and your aunties and uncles love you just the same, if not a little bit less or a little bit more than me and your dad. And so you should feel comfortable to go and talk to them. You should feel comfortable to go and ask them for help when you feel like you can't ask me or your dad for help. And so that is the number one thing I want for her, right? So allowing people to love me, allowing people to love her is building her community at a young age. It's making sure she feels seen, heard, and loved before she even knows it. So that way, when she gets into a predicament, if she feels like she's unsafe, and she is too scared to call me or her dad because she knows she's going to get in trouble, you still going to get in trouble if you call your auntie or your uncles, okay? You still going to get in trouble if you call any of them. But just feeling safe enough to call somebody that cares about her well-being, not somebody that's going to cover up her tracks, okay, is going to help her in the long run. So yeah. That's all that I have for this episode today, you guys. I get a retwist. Well, I go to my nail appointment on Wednesday. I have been loving still scheduling my nail appointments. Like getting back into it. This will be my first fill-in since postpartum and all of the things. I go get my hair retwisted. Y'all, it is a fro. I'm gonna show y'all one little like this set of locks started off as comb coils, but y'all, I washed it and poof, my roots. Poof, my roots. But yeah, this girl is twisting and turning, so she telling me like, hey, I'm trying to get a little bit more comfortable. And I just cannot believe, you guys, that I have a 3-month-old. Oh my goodness. And soon enough, I will have to go back to work. Like, how can us women stay at home, still make money, and be there for our child whenever and wherever she needs me? So It's just so insane. But yeah, this is life now. This is life. And things are looking up. In due time, things will get better if you let it. If you don't do the required actions it takes on your part for things to get better, your situation ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. Okay? So do your part. Put in some efforts. It is not just what can everybody else do for me to get me in a better situation. What can you do for yourself also? All right? Because anything worth having is worth working hard for. Nothing worth having comes easy. Okay? It comes with hard work, dedication. You cherish it more. You value it more. And you're more reluctant to let something come in and okay. That was a crazy yawn. But you're more reluctant to let something come in and just ruin it. Okay. So yeah, you guys, I love today's episode. Allow love to find you. Allow love to help you. Allow those around you to love you and your offspring if you deem fit. Ain't that right, baby girl? She looking at me like, girl, you still talking? I'm trying to sleep. Please be quiet. My little girl cracks me up. Oh my goodness, she is just so adorable. But yeah, you guys, hopefully I can record multiple episodes after I get my retwist done. I don't know how crazy I'm gonna look with my retwist, but hey, you gotta gain confidence somewhere. And this is my second set of locks, so I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Okay, it's gonna be a phase where you just cannot stand the look of your hair. It's just not doing it the way you want it to be done. Okay, but it's done and you need to rock with it until some more stuff happens to it. Okay, but with time, it will happen. But yeah, you guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether you're a new listener, returning listener, or an OG. Remember, I take episode requests. So if you have a topic that you need discussed, if you have a topic you want to hear my take on, if you want to see it from a perspective of a female, drop it in my comment section, put it in a DM, send it by carrier pigeon, do whatever you need to do to get it to me, okay? So I can put some content out here that you guys want to see and hear about, because I would love that. But like I always say, until then, I will always do videos and episodes on things that I go through and that I want to talk about until somebody, puts in a topic request. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and chill for the rest of the day. And yeah, my little girl, we finna watch some anime. But yeah, you guys, I love you all and I will see you next week. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the Pretty Confident Podcast. Remember, confidence isn't about perfection, it's about embracing who you truly are. So until next time, stay bold, stay authentic, and stay pretty confident. Peace out.